Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. This is the Ralstonian Report and my name is Steve. Today is a red letter date in the history of blues music as it is the birthday of singer, songwriter, and guitarist Samantha Fish. So I thought what better way to celebrate than to rank all of her 6 studio albums from least favorite to favorite. So let's get started and I'll show you the first album, which is her most recent one, and that is Kill or Be Kind. Kill or Be Kind was released on Roadrunner Records in 2019 and features 11 solid tracks on the album. The 3 songs that stood out to me were as follows. The first track on the album is called Bulletproof. It's definitely one that you'd want to listen to in the morning, and it gives you a shot of adrenaline, which we all need from time to time. Fair Weather was another favorite of mine. It reminds me of the Beatles song, Dear Prudence. It's become a fan favorite of hers at her live shows, and it sounds pretty good on the album too, but definitely a great live song. The third song on this album that stood out to me the most was She Don't Live Around Here. Sorry about that. This song has a great horn section in the intro and has a nice slow driving beat to it as well. So this is Kill or Be Kind, coming in at number 6. Number 5 is her debut album, which was released in 2011. It's off of Roadrunner Records. It's a great debut album. It has 10 tracks on it. Mike Zito is the producer of this album and also lends his vocals and guitar skills on it as well. So for you Mike Zito fans out there, I think you'll enjoy this album. It's hard to tell which of my... It was hard to pick my favorite songs on here since they're all great songs, but the 3 that stood out the most to me were the first song on the album, which is Down in the Swamp. That's just a fantastic song, and it really sets the tone for the album. The next one is called Today's My Day. It's another slow blues rocker, which I think a lot of people can relate to. And the third song on here is a Tom Petty song, which is Louisiana Rain. This is a great song by Tom Petty, and Samantha Fish does a great job in honoring this song and putting her own spin on it as well. So I think you'll like her version just as much as Tom Petty's. The next 2 albums were kind of tough to rank. They both came out in 2017. 2017 was a busy year for Samantha Fish as she's found herself in the recording studio twice. The first album that came out in 2017 was a collection of soul and R&B songs that it was just a fantastic selection of songs. This is called Chills and Fever. Chills and Fever features 11 songs on here, as I said, 2 of which were considered bonus tracks. The 3 that were my favorite on here were as follows. The I'll Come Running Over, which was recorded by Lulu in 1966. It's Your Voodoo Working, which is a great song by Charlie Sheffield. That was recorded by him in 1961. on Excello Records, and also it was recorded by the Irish singer-songwriter Imelda May. Samantha Fish does a good job on this song, and I highly recommend it. The third song on here that really was enjoyable to me was one by Skip James, and that was Crow Jane. This is another one that's become a staple in Samantha Fish's most recent shows. The last time I saw her play was in, I think, December of 2019, so a few months before the pandemic hit, and this brought fans to their feet after she finished playing this one. So give that a listen if you listen to Chills and Fever. Belle of the West also came out in 2017. It is a more of a country western flavor to it. It's a fantastic album. It's my favorite of the two that were released in 2017. The three songs on here that I really liked were Belle of the West, the title track. Let's see, I also enjoyed the song Daughters. That's one that gets a lot of play on Sirius XM, or did when it first came out, and Gone for Good is another great song. It's definitely the rocker on this album, and overall it's one of my favorite songs of hers. She sometimes will finish out a show with that one as an encore, so definitely give this album a listen. So this is the second album that came out in 2017 towards the end of the year. Coming in at number 2 is her second studio album, Blackwindtown, or Blackwindtown, I should say. This is another album that was produced by Mike Zito, and he lends his skills on this album again on what track was that on? It was on the and he basically lends his skills on this album throughout, and also the late great drummer Enrico Scott is featured on here as the drummer, who was in the Royal Southern Brotherhood, which Mike Zito was once a part of. The album is a great album. It's my second favorite album of hers, and it's one that I never get tired of. The number 1 album of Samantha Fish's is one that I think is where her songwriting and her skills as a guitarist really took off and really caught fire, and that is called Wild Heart. Wild Heart is one that was released in 2015. This album, as you can see, was signed by her on my 40th birthday, so this is an extra special copy for me. It's a 12-track album. I really like the artwork on here, especially on the inside, and this is what her liner notes feature on the cover. Her in a white dress with fire streaming out of the back behind her. It's just a really cool picture. The 3 songs on this album that I really enjoy on Wild Heart are the opening track, which is Roadrunner. I don't know how well you can see that, but Roadrunner is just a great tune with some incredible power chords. It just sets the tone for the album, and it's a definite toe tapper. The next song on here that I really enjoyed was I'd have to say Turn It Up. Turn It Up is probably the one that is the real rocker on here, and blows every other song out of the water on this particular album, and really gets fans on their feet when she plays it live. The acoustic song on here that I enjoyed was called Jim Lee Blues Part 1, which is a song written by Charlie Patton, and I have not heard of Part 2 yet. Maybe there's one around someplace, but I've not been able to find it yet. But this is a classic, and again, Samantha Fish does a nice job on it, and pays tribute to Charlie Patton. So there you have it, the 6 studio albums ranked from least favorite to favorite. I hope you enjoyed this, and take care, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.